Blah, blah, blah. Now I'm gonna take a footage of the floor.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Today we're in the studio of Jenni, who is a Helsinki-based artist. And maybe she can tell us a little bit more about herself.
What should I tell?
Maybe what do you do? Usually.
I do printmaking, and I mainly use monotype techniques and mokulito sometimes, and also woodcut. I have to say that this is not exactly my studio, but this is more like a common space for several artists who are working here at the Kellari Press. And it's on common use for this press area.
So, did you always know that you would be an artist? Or what were you thinking when you were a kid?
Kind of. I was thinking of several jobs, and but also most like over the years, I was always thinking that I want to be artist or art teacher, and then I end up in the art high school. Then I was 1 year in Lahti Folk School to study fine arts, and I applied to study arts in Lahti also, and then I applied to study design. It was jewelry design, and I end up there. So I have also studied design.
Which I think is sometimes very helpful.
Yeah.
Because you have also another perspective of how to make your art afterwards. That was like a bachelor degree.
Yeah.
Jewelry.
Yeah. Those both were in Lahti.
But now you're not doing jewelry. You're doing
other
things.
Yeah. Maybe in some day I will do some jewelries again or use that. I think it has been still useful as a skill, and the way you need to think about when you design something, it helps also with artistic practices.
Yeah, because you have this eye for the detail. Then, in your practice, from what I've seen in your works, you have also that in the printmaking, that things are precise and clear.
Yeah.
Which also probably in jewelry it has to be.
Yeah, and also maybe it's the creativity that you can think about creative in several different ways, and that is something that you can also learn. And we also learned creativity when I was studying design. So there was simple tasks how to look up things in different ways. So they have been useful.
And then after the bachelor, what did you do?
Well, I did at the same time a little bit this fine art studies and design studies, and it took 8 years together.
Whoa!
And then I applied to do master degree at the Art Academy in Helsinki, and I got in printmaking department.
You have been now part of this exhibition Nuoret, the young art, which has been going on. Probably by the time I upload this, it will be over already.
Oh, no.
But
it's until my exhibition part is until 4th of June.
4th June.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about recording this for a while. And something came up, and then something else. Yeah. Anyway, well, let's see how it goes. So you studied printmaking, and now you do mostly prints.
Yeah. But I feel more like I'm kind of painting or doing art pieces, and not just printmaking. Or maybe this wasn't the best way to say it, but
I mean, there are artworks for sure.
Artworks.
When I say prints, I didn't mean that they are not artworks. Yeah,
but there is kind of stigma in printmaking. It has not been evaluated as much as paintings. Maybe because people still think that printmaking is to repeat some image and have several copies of it.
I mean, yeah, that's the core of printmaking when it was invented in like centuries ago. But by this point, I would think that people know already that when it's art, it's art. But yeah, maybe there are these older assumptions still there for some people.
For me, it has been more about that printmaking kind of chose me, or it was the way I found my own expression.
Are you working on something at the moment?
Not at the moment. I have this exhibition in Nuoret, Young Artist exhibition, and it's in TM Gallery. So I have just finished 6 new works there, and they are all kind of stories about the technique and methods that I'm using, and the process of printmaking.
Do you have some themes in your work? What is it revolving around?
Yeah, I think it involves around this theme of practice, process of working, and they are representing waste paper and inks that are used in printmaking and stencils and these materials. Something that cannot be seen but is there. Things like pressure, and then I can think about how to repress pressure, or how to repress the materiality of ink. And woodcut, you need to carve from the wood, and then you get totally different kind of touch than for working than when you are cutting just plastic sheets or paper to make stencils.
Are you a full-time artist nowadays?
At the moment, yes, I am.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very easy to be a full-time artist anywhere.
But I feel like I'm a full-time artist because it's rolling in the head, the thoughts about arts and how to continue working and so on.
Yeah, and no, I'm just thinking, because people usually say the full-time thing as like a job, if that would be your job or not. But of course, when you're an artist, it's not exactly like that. I mean, maybe there are people who can separate themselves from like, this is my work now and this is my private life.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to separate those things. But I always try to like keep the evenings for myself, to have just free time. I'm on a working mode, and then I have my free time mode.
Yeah, do you have some routines? How does your day go in the studio, or your work process?
It can be quite different days. Sometimes I start with planning what to do, or maybe it's better to plan it the day before, to have a plan what I'm doing tomorrow, and then when the day starts, then I'm already here in the morning, and then I start just printing. But there are several things to do before printing, so I need to mix colors and have all the stencils ready. It can be either one day doing stencils and colors, or matrix, and then another day to make colors and then printing. And I think my methods are quite slow, so I need to use the time somehow that it makes sense.
And you probably work on several pieces at once to use the specific colors, or do you work on only one piece at a time?
For this half year, what I have been working now, I did do one at a time, but then when the first one it wasn't finished, then I started a new one. So I kind of left myself a little bit time in the end of working with some art piece, because I wasn't necessarily so sure about how to, should I still continue or is this already finished? So I wanted to see, and also I got new ideas at the same time when I was working. So I wanted to start when I was getting the feeling of that, now there is a good idea. I want to continue with this new idea now. So I wanted to take it right away when I had the feeling and go for it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of one at a time, but some of them a little bit overlapping.
Were you thinking about how they would look together in one exhibition, or are they separate by themselves?
They are both separate and together. I want my artworks to work together and also separately.
How about the colors? You have very colorful works.
Yeah.
And they are these light
colors.
Mostly. At least I'm talking about these latest ones.
Latest ones. Yeah, but there is also darker or like brownish colors and more subtle colors as well. Yeah, I have to say I love colors and I kind of picked them from the environment, like this floor paint color. It's in one of my works, and then also color of waste paper, and then mixing them for together, like in the same work.
Now I'm going to take a footage of the floor. But yeah, it's interesting how you get affected by your immediate surroundings. In that sense.
But it was my main idea in this last half year to also get something from this working area and to get the atmosphere of working, a little bit something from the atmosphere of working.
Have you ever found yourself in a creative block? Like when it's somehow...
Yeah, I guess several times. I guess it's quite normal or common.
How do you find a way out of it?
That's more difficult question. Maybe it's just that you need to start working from something. It doesn't need to be like the greatest idea of all, but just start working and then you get more ideas. Then I may, of course, discuss with other artists about working and then go to exhibitions and just walk outside and it helps, and spend normal days and then come every day still to spend a little bit time at least at the studio space. I do photograph with my phone things that are visually interesting for me, and it helps me to think about how to continue working.
Do you print them to look at them, or do you just go through the phone?
Just go through the phone, and then I have this kind of app where you can draw, so I can put images there and then draw on top of them also, and make some plans.
Okay, a little bit about the studio. For you, I can see for your work, you probably can't do without a studio.
Yeah, it's really difficult to even make plans without studio.
For the least, this press, you can't just put in your living room.
Yeah, I think it's nice to have other artists around me and to have connections and meet people. So it really gives a joy for working.
Where do you store your art?
In those kind of like...
the shelves, the big shelves for
paper.
Do you go often to exhibitions?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, almost like probably every week to see some openings or then some exhibitions that I haven't had time to go openings.
What are your favorite places in the city for that?
Well, of course, TM Gallery, where my works are also at the moment. Anhava. I think I like more galleries than museums. Well, maybe it's also because in museums the exhibitions last longer, so they don't change so often. And then I get on the gallery exhibitions more often because they change. It can be also a good reason to just walk around the city, to have some place where to go or visit, and galleries can be such a thing.
Are there other artists that you like their works and you follow them?
There is so many artists that I like their works, but I cannot say that none of them is like above each other. Like there is so many. I can say that all the works each year when there has been this young artist exhibition, all the works have been interesting, and the exhibition has been every time really interesting for me. And then I also like, if I go to in Middle Europe to travel, then I like to visit and see art exhibitions in foreign countries and cities, and it every time inspires because they are discussing with their art things that are coming a little bit later here in Finland. So you can kind of see the front line, what is going on with arts if you travel, or different perspectives.
Yeah, different perspectives for sure, but I never thought that the themes would be coming with a delay here.
Yeah, it's 2 years delay.
2 years?
Yeah, it can be. Like if you go to Venice Biennale, you can see same works here after 2 or 3 years, or exhibitions. And then if you go to Netherlands, you can see there things that are influencing at the art and which are coming later to Finland. I guess it's same with everything, like probably with everything that is kind of in fashion or trend.
Do you follow the trends?
I would say I want to know what's going on, but I don't necessarily follow everything. I want to be myself and think on my own brains.
Yeah, 100%. That's what being an artist is all about. Thank you very much for having me today at your studio, and good luck with the work.
Thank you.